Welcome back to the Arbitrary YouTube channel. In today's class, we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful shirt dress. It's a tiered dress with beautiful colors, as you can see. It has this button placket, it has a standard collar, and then it has this turn-up sleeve that you have here. You can start the sleeve anyhow you want. It's a simple tutorial and it's really beautiful, as we have seen. If this is something you like to learn, kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. Okay, so this is a Caribbean shirt dress. It's going to have a standard shirt collar and placket, just like a normal shirt, and I'm going to be combining these happy colors that we have here. I'm using fuchsia pink for the half length, and then for the gathers, the tiers that we're going to have on the lower part, I'm going to use this orange, I'll use this mustard, as well as this green. Okay, those are the colors I'm going to be combining. For the half length, I have 18 inches here, including my seam allowances. You can see I have exactly 18 inches. And then for my shoulder, so my fabric is folded into four. I'm folding the front and back together. This is the back closed and this is the front. Remember, the front is going to carry the placket. That's why it's open like this. And I don't have any placket allowance because I'm going to join it separately. That's why I don't have it together with this folding that I have here. So here is my starting point, and it's going to double as my shoulder. The shoulder I'm working with is 19 inches divided by 4 is going to give me around 9.5. I'm just adding half an inch for sleeve, so I have 10 inches here. It's for a big size. So here I'm going to come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. So for my neckline, remember I said it's a shirt, so here I'm working with a neck width of 3 inches and 1 inch for the back and 3 inches for the front. So now with my curved ruler, I'm going to connect this, but I'm just using my free hand for this. Okay, so here from my neck point here, I'll connect like this so that I can have my shoulder slope just like that. So from the starting point again, the armhole I'm working with is 20 divided by 2 is 10. So here I have 10 inches, and that's going to be my armhole line. And on that point, I'm going to take my bust measurement. The bust is 54. 54 divided by 4 is going to give me 13.5. There's no that on this, so I'm just marking my 13.5 inches just like this. Okay, and then I'll need allowance. Okay, so I'll measure my 13.5 on this line, and then I'm going to add my seam allowance. Okay, so 13.5 inches stops here, and then I'm adding 2 inches for my seam allowance. And then the next thing is to go to my half length, and my waistline is 48. So 48 divided by 4 is 12. This is not going to be tightly fitted, so I'm going to add half an inch for ease, and then I'm going to add my 2 inches seam allowance as well. So here on this side, I'll go ahead to connect my bust to my waist, and then I'm going to draw my armhole curve with my curved ruler. So it is as simple as that. So what we are going to do now is to go ahead and cut this out, and then I'm going to join the, you don't need to cut facing for this. Remember, we are still going to have a collar on the neckline, so that is going to clean up the neckline for us. So after doing all of this, the next thing now is to cut out what I have. So after cutting the upper part, now I'm going to go ahead and cut the gathers for the lower part. The full length of this dress is 42 inches, and I've already used 18 inches for the half length. So if I deduct that from my 42 inches, I'll have 24 inches. But remember, the 18 inches also has allowance, so I'm just going to approximate that to 25. So now I'm going to have 3 layers. So I'll just divide the 25 that I have into 3, and whatever you have there, you had your seam allowance for joining, and that is going to be the length for each of the gathers that we're going to have for the lower part. I have cut the upper part, and what I'm going to do to this is just to sew the shoulder and the side seam together. So now for the lower side, as I was saying, the orange is going to be my first layer, the mustard is going to be my second, and this is going to be the third. So for the first layer, like I said, the length is going to be 9 inches including allowance, and then the width is going to be my waist measurement multiplied by 1.5. I don't want the gathers to be so much, so if you don't mind having a lot of, I don't want this dress to be heavy, so if you don't mind, you can also multiply your waistline by 2, but for me, I'm multiplying mine by 1.5 inches, so I'll just cut that now. Okay, so this is my first layer. The length is 9 inches by 48 times 1.2, and that's giving me around 60 inches. Okay, this is my second layer. The length is same 9 inches by what I have here times 1 point times 1.5. Okay, so in order not to confuse us, for the orange I have 9 inches by 60 inches. For the mustard I have 9 inches by 90 inches. Okay, and then for the green I have 10 inches. Remember, I'm going to hem it on the lower part. This is the last layer, so I have 10 inches by 120 inches. So this is 60 inches in width, 90 inches in width, 120. I did this measurement because I don't want it too big. So if you don't mind, or you have enough fabric for it, you can multiply yours by 2. So if you multiply your 48 by 2, you're going to have about 96 inches for this layer. And then if you multiply this 96 by 2, you use that to cut this as well. Then you multiply whatever you have here by 2 and use that to cut your green. It's totally up to you. So for this lower part now, I'll go ahead and gather all of this together as well, and then I'm going to bring it back together with the half length so that we can see how it joins. Okay, so I've gone ahead to join the shoulder and the side seam, as you can see, and then I weaved the side seam and the hem that I'm going to join my gathers to, also the shoulder length, so that it can be neat. So on the lower part now, I have gathered I weaved the inner part as well so that it can be neat. And then to the outside here, I hemmed the green. Remember, I made it longer than the other ones because of the hemming allowance. I hemmed it and I gathered the green to the mustard, and this red now I'm going to go ahead and gather it to my pink. So after that, I am going to cut placket to sew to the center front so that I can fix my buttons to it. So I have joined the half length to, I just gathered the base to the half length, and this is what it looks like on the right side of the dress. Okay, so we have pink as our half length, then orange comes next after pink, then mustard, and then green. So now the next thing I need to do is to measure my center front now, and then after measuring my center front, I have gone ahead to use that to cut out my button placket. So this is about 1 inch or thereabouts. Okay, so I just cut out a fabric of, I think, around 5 inches, and I folded it in like this. I added very soft stay because I doubled my fabric, you can see. Okay, and then I'm going to sew it to the center front here all round. Okay, I'm going to sew it to the center front, and then I will sew to the other center front as well before I fix my collar. So I have fixed my placket, and this is what I have. I used the pink fabric for the placket, and this way I'm going to be fixing my button and my buttonhole. So after that, what I'm going to do is to measure around my neckline, and whatever it is that I have there, I'll go ahead and use that to draft a standard collar. There is a tutorial on that on the channel already, so you can check it out if you don't know how to. So now I have drafted my own collar. This is what my collar looks like. This is the collar stand, and this is the collar. So I'll just go ahead and fix it around the neckline, and then you can fix a sleeve of your choice. For me, I'm going to be making a turn-up sleeve for this, okay, an adjustable turn-up sleeve. So if you want a tutorial on that, I'll also upload this on the channel so that you can see how I made it. Okay, so this is what our dress looks like on the mannequin. You can see how lovely it is. So this is the placket that we're creating, and then I've gone ahead to sew in my buttonholes. So I have a tutorial on how you can make these beautiful buttonholes like this. If you don't know how to, you can check that out. So I just need to open them up, and then I'll fix button on the other side. I just held it with my pin tentatively. And this is my collar. Okay, I did not put any collar stay on this because the fabric I'm using is strong enough. And this is my sleeve. So the sleeve is a turn up sleeve. Like I said, you can make it shorter to have this high low effect on the side. And if you decide to use your normal basic sleeve, you just need to remove this button, and then you're going to have your regular sleeve like this. This is the other sleeve as well, and this is the full view of the dress. I hope you enjoyed making this beautiful tutorial with me. If you enjoyed it, let us know in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.